Have you ever wondered why a single sentence, just a few words, can completely shift the way someone looks at you? Imagine saying something so powerful that a woman, even if she's already married, suddenly feels a spark of attraction she didn't expect. Imagine being the kind of man who doesn't beg for attention, doesn't chase love, but simply commands it with his presence, his words, and his energy. That is not fantasy. That is psychology. Attraction is not about magic tricks, it's about triggers, deep switches inside the human mind, that when flipped, make someone feel irresistibly drawn to you. Today I'm going to share 5 attraction triggers that work on men and women alike, but I'll speak directly to you, the man who is tired of doubting himself, tired of chasing, and ready to step into a new level of confidence and magnetic power. Before we dive into these triggers, let me tell you something crucial. Attraction isn't about manipulation. It isn't about tricking someone into wanting you. It's about awakening what's already inside them, and in doing so, awakening the best inside yourself. You see, when you learn these 5 triggers, you will not only understand how to spark desire, you will finally understand how to become the kind of man people naturally respect, admire, and want to be around. Because here's the truth. You can say one sentence and make her beg for your attention. You can walk into a room and turn heads without effort, but only if you learn how to activate these primal psychological triggers that are buried in every human heart. And if you're ready to transform yourself, if you're ready to unlock the next level of who you are, then listen closely. These 5 attraction triggers are not just about dating or relationships. They're about leadership, influence, and power in every area of your life. But before I reveal the first one, I want to pause and tell you this. Subscribe our channel Next Gen MOT, because every word you hear here is not just designed to inspire you, it's designed to change you. And if you keep feeding your mind with messages like this, your entire life will begin to shift. Now let's talk about the first attraction trigger, certainty. Certainty is magnetic. People are drawn to those who know who they are, who move with clarity, who speak with conviction. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone average looking, not particularly special, yet they walk into a room and everyone notices them? That's because they radiate certainty. They don't second guess themselves. They don't ask for permission to exist. They own the space. And when you speak to a woman with certainty, when your words carry the weight of conviction, she feels safe in your presence. Why? Because certainty is rare. Most men hesitate. Most men stutter, apologize, or look for approval. Certainty breaks through all of that and tells her subconscious mind, this man is a leader, this man is solid, this man can be trusted. Here's the paradox. When you try too hard to be liked, you lose attraction. But when you stand strong in your own skin, when you don't care whether someone likes you or not, suddenly they can't stop paying attention. This is why the phrase, say this and she'll beg for you, is not about magic words. It's about saying anything with absolute certainty. Even a simple sentence like I know what I want and I'm not afraid to go after it can spark desire, because it reveals something deeper. You're not waiting for permission to live, you're already living. But let me give you a warning here. Certainty doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean puffing out your chest or pretending to be more than you are. That's insecurity disguised as confidence, and women can smell it a mile away. Real certainty is calm. It's the power of a man who doesn't need to raise his voice, because his energy already speaks louder than words. When you master certainty, you trigger attraction, not just in women, but in every human being who crosses your path. Now let's move to the second attraction trigger, emotional depth. Let me be brutally honest. Most men today are emotionally shallow. They hide behind humor, sarcasm, or distraction because they're terrified of showing what they really feel. But here's the shocking truth. Emotional depth is like oxygen to a woman. When you can go beyond surface level conversation, when you can reveal your thoughts, your dreams, your struggles, you instantly set yourself apart from the majority of men she's ever met. Why? Because most men are so busy trying to impress that they forget to connect. Ask yourself this. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be vulnerable? When was the last time you spoke from your heart, not from your ego? Most men think vulnerability makes them weak. The truth, vulnerability makes you magnetic, because it shows you are real, and real is a man who can sit across from a woman, look her in the eyes and share something authentic, something he's not afraid of being judged for, creates an emotional bond that no flashy car, no big bank account, no physical looks can ever replace. Let me give you a pattern break right here. If you think attraction is all about looks, you've already lost. Looks can spark attention, but depth keeps it. Without emotional depth, you are just a temporary distraction in her life. With emotional depth, you become unforgettable. The third attraction trigger is purpose. Let me tell you something raw. A man without purpose is like a ship without a sail. He drifts, he wanders, he waits for others to lead him. And no woman, no matter how kind, no matter how patient, will ever feel deep attraction for a man who lacks direction. Purpose is not about having all the answers, it's about having a mission. It's about waking up every day with fire in your belly, knowing you are working towards something bigger than yourself. Women are wired to feel attraction to men with purpose, because purpose equals stability, purpose equals strength, and purpose equals growth. When you talk about your goals, when you show that your life is not just about chasing her but about building something meaningful, she feels a surge of respect. And respect is the foundation of attraction. Without respect, desire cannot survive. Think about it. When was the last time you respected a man who had no vision, no drive, no direction? You didn't. Neither does she. And here's the best part. When you live with purpose, you don't even need to talk about it constantly. It radiates from you. The way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. All of it reveals your mission without you having to brag about it. That's why purpose is magnetic. It draws people in naturally. Now I want you to pause and ask yourself, what's my mission? What am I building? Because if your life right now revolves only around chasing women, you've already lost the game. Stop chasing women. Chase your purpose, and watch how women begin chasing you. The fourth attraction trigger is unpredictability. Predictability kills attraction. When someone knows exactly what you're going to do, exactly what you're going to say, the excitement dies. But when you bring mystery, when you bring a sense of surprise, you awaken curiosity, and curiosity is the birthplace of desire. Women are not attracted to robots. They are attracted to men who keep them guessing, men who bring energy, men who create experiences that feel alive. Think about it. Why do people love movies, novels, or adventures? Because they don't know what's coming next. The same applies to attract. If every date, every conversation, every moment with you feels like a checklist, she will lose interest. But if every moment with you feels fresh, spontaneous, even a little unpredictable, she will crave more of you. And unpredictability doesn't mean chaos. It doesn't mean being reckless or unstable. It means you're not boring. It means you live with enough creativity and courage to break the routine. Maybe one day you surprise her with a bold statement, another day with an unexpected experience, another day with silence that makes her lean in close. That unpredictability keeps the fire alive. Here's the shocking truth. Safety makes her trust you, but unpredictability makes her desire you. You need both. Too much safety, and you become a brother figure. Too much unpredictability, and you become dangerous. But the right balance makes you irresistible. And finally, the fifth attraction trigger, self-respect. Listen to me carefully here. Self-respect is non-negotiable. A man without self-respect will always end up begging, chasing, and lose. Because when you do not respect yourself, you will tolerate disrespect from others. You will allow yourself to be treated like an option. And here's the rule of attraction. If you treat yourself like an option, she will too. Self-respect is not about being rude, not about arrogance, not about putting others down. It's about setting standards. It's about saying, this is who I am, this is what I will accept, and this is what I will never tolerate. And when a woman sees that you have self-respect, she feels two things: admiration and desire. Admiration, because she knows you live by principles. Desire, because deep down she knows that a man who respects himself will also know how to respect her in the right way. But here's the danger. Most men sell their self-respect for crumbs of attention. They bend over backward. They tolerate lies. They chase after women who don't even value them. And in doing so, they destroy the very attraction they're desperate to create. Stop doing that. Start respecting yourself. When you walk away from disrespect, when you choose yourself, when you stand tall even if it means standing alone, that is when you become magnetic. So let's put this all together. The 5 attraction triggers that work on men and women alike are certainty, emotional depth, purpose, unpredictability, and self-respect. Master these, and you will never again need to beg for attention. Instead, you will become the man who naturally draws. You will become the man who speaks and makes her lean in. You will become the man who enters a room and commands respect without saying a word. But let me leave you with one final truth. Attraction is not about tricks. It's about transformation. It's not about faking confidence. It's about becoming truly confident. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about uncovering who you really are and living it fully. The most magnetic thing you can ever do is to live authentically, powerfully, and unapologetically. So I ask you today, are you ready to stop living small? Are you ready to stop chasing and start attracting? Are you ready to master the triggers that make you magnetic not just to women, but to life itself? If the answer is yes, then your journey begins now. Take these 5 triggers, practice them daily, and watch how your world begins to shift. Because the truth is, you don't need 1,000 tricks. You just need to become the man who naturally awakens desire by who he is. That man is already inside you, and today, you have the keys to let him out.